I can't tell you how pissed off I am, Sarah and Barbara. Have you ever seen the show called Intervention, Sarah? How do they do it? They got somebody that's a problem and just call the police on them. They're going to be a threat to themselves or someone else. Who the fuck are you to call me out like that? Who the fuck are you? You don't deserve that position, Sarah. You don't deserve it because you don't know how to act. I've been a whole month now with very little narcotics, just what you've asked for. And the last 2 weeks, I've had zero, none. And I'm a wreck. I fell 20 times. I crashed the car. If I'd been on my meds, I wouldn't have crashed the car because I would have had sleep. That hospital is in trouble. They should not have let me get in that car because the hospital I was at last night, they forgot that I told them I used Lyft to get there. And when they came back to give me the meds to go home with, they were going to give me a dose right before I left. She said, hon, I can't do this. And she said, but what I'll do is I'll give this to you. You can take it home because it's already been signed out. It's and accounted for. It's yours. Okay, fine. She said, however, I would like to encourage you to wait till tomorrow. I told her, I said, I can do that easily. You know, as long as I know there's light at the end of the tunnel and not a goddamn train like there has been, okay? So, chuckling, people smile when I leave. They're not smiley when I show up, but when I leave, they're very happy and they really want me to do well. But UCH puts me in a car. They refuse to do a thing for me. I had been there earlier in the week several times. They still refuse to do anything for me. And they always under medicate instead of getting you right where you're supposed to be. Okay, I can deal with that. My real doctor should give me the right dosages. I'm fine with that. So here's what I'm going to tell you. You have ruined my reputation here. You, Sarah, you ruined my reputation here by calling that and telling the police that because that's now in my record. Thanks for the gift, you bitch. Thanks a lot, Sarah. Sorry about the bitch. I shouldn't have said that. Listen, I'm dead serious here, though. Now, I finally got some methadone last night. It's been, God, it's been a month since I've had any methadone. People don't like that word. That's a miracle drug, and if you don't think so, it's about time you start learning about it. Don't call Dr. Early, do your own looking. Lastly, I was trying so hard. I wanted to do something for you that would help you bring in more income, something that I could do and I could um, I could take control of and make sure that it was a check coming in for you as consistently as possible. And I'm talking a few $1,000s per month, dear. So, I don't want to do that for you anymore. You've gotten ugly to me. So is your mother. Your mother's been ugly to me for years, creating situations that cause a 15-year session in therapy. Oh my God, your mother's a skank, okay? She's a skank. Dominic Toretto taught me that word, and I know exactly what it means. And that's what your mother is. She's a skank. She fucked that guy from Chung's karate class, and that guy come up to me and get me on my face, and he goes, "I'm fucking your wife now." How do you like that, prick? Like that, right up in my face. What the fuck was that? I could have busted his fucking knees and taken him down so fast that motherfucker would have had a heart attack and died on the floor. But I didn't do that. I looked at him and I said, "Don't you put your hands on me." And he looked at me and got up in my face, breathing heavy on all that, little spit coming out of his face and onto me. And he thought that really bothered me. My background, Sarah. I would have smeared him all over the carpet. I used to get in a lot of fights. I never started any of them. but I always won. And I always broke something. And that's why I got expelled from schools. In case you didn't know, I'm livid. I got 10 hours sleep last night. I'm happy about that, especially since it was a total of 12 days without any sleep at all because I didn't have my meds. No sleep. People die, Sarah. Is that what you're trying to push for? You want me to go? Then say it. I'm doing what I can to keep Stephen Bernard Klein alive. And I will bounce from one doctor to another until I find the kindred spirit that's going to really help me. And I think I just found two. Not many here, as I'm telling you. It is a highway that is blocked at every intersection and every speed change, at every possible way. They slow you down. I don't want to be slowed down when I'm feeling like this. Broken arm, now I got busted ribs, my hand that got all the surgeries and stuff. Look at this, okay? All right? And I'm shaking like a leaf because I don't want to talk like this to my own daughter because I love her so much. And I'm going to tell you something, Sarah. What you're doing to me is stressing me out, and the stress is killing me. And same thing from your brother. That non-communication, that nothing from him and Bethany, and that, I guess, adorable baby girl. I don't even know her name. Yeah, he's a sick fucker, isn't he? Your brother. He needs to stop being so damn paranoid. Why is he scared of me anyway? What the hell is that about? I never hit him. Your mother used to. She used to hit you too. She accused you and I of having sex, Sarah. Oh, but that was a while ago. Oh, but she's bought you all kinds of stuff, so you don't care. She's a fucking skank, Sarah. I'm going to tell you something else, because I'm sick and tired of waiting to tell you this. It's the most sickest stuff you've ever heard, and your mother was doing it. Your mother and Jimmy Jimmy would be up on the bed, the mother's bed. Mom was probably down at the Carter Barron running some tennis. She wasn't so sick that she couldn't still get out and do that. They were younger. Thinking Jimmy was probably 15 or 16, and then however old Claudia would have been, or your mother would have been at that point. I don't know what the age difference is. I think it's 2 or 3 years between her and Jimmy. I'm not sure, but I might be older than Jimmy, but I don't know. So, this is really disgusting, and I warned her. I already forewarned her that if she didn't get back to me in an email and we don't start being friends and start talking socially nice and stuff about each other, and she's to release that cut off of me being able to get in contact with any of her, her family, or I already told my sister, don't you dare ever invite her to any functions until she changes that. And I don't know what Barbara's going to do. She's her own woman, and she doesn't give a shit about that kind of stuff. Neither does Bob. Well, sometimes you have to. Every once in a while, you got to take a few steps back so that you can take those few steps forward. That's therapeutic. You shouldn't have to go but 5 times for a serious situation to see a clinical socialist, a social worker. If it's that bad, you should be in a psychiatric treatment program, or just go see a psychiatrist and let him make the call. You don't need to see these clinical social workers that don't know their ass from the hole in the ground. Sarah, I'm not going to make any more calls like this. I'm warning you. I'm not going to make any more calls, period. And it's now up to you and Josh to start patching things up and start healing all that anger and start letting that shit go. And I never agreed to the money that your mother states it's a fucking lie, and she knows it. I'm the honest one. She's not. She's the alcoholic. I'm not. I'm not a drug addict. She's the fucking skank, not me. I'm in so much goddamn pain. And we got this little guy here who's just so wonderful with me. I love him so much. I love him more than my children. That's forgiven. Why shouldn't I? Look at the way you treat me. That dog loves me unconditionally. I'd go up to him and punch him in the face, and he'd come over and rub his scent all over me to make sure that I still owned him and he still owned me. That's the kind of dog I have. This dog is a miracle dog, and you don't even know it. You won't even let the children experience it because I take prescription drugs exactly as ordered. And you have a problem with that. I cut back and I get in trouble. So I have no choice. I am forced to take the medicine. I am forced to take the narcotics. The world is fucked up, Sarah, and you know that. I suspect that's why you converted to Jews for Jesus. You're covering both two heavy-duty territories there, girl. Pretty smart thing to do, actually. Not for me, for you. For you. I'm not going to say how I feel and what I think that man really was. It's not fair of me. That's a desecration, and I'm not going to do that to you. That would be wrong. I may have done it in the past. If I have, I'm sorry. This Tourette's thing, I can get into a fit, Sarah, okay? And then somebody will call me out on it, and I don't even remember doing it at all. I don't remember any of the words used. Remember those long posts I was making? Was it back in January, February? Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Oh, God damn this thing. All it did was stand up. Okay. I think I'm all right now. The ribs hurt so much. I can barely breathe. And I just had to have that rear end collision, right? Just to make things worse. The hospital let me get in that car. They should not have, but they did because they didn't give me any medicine. They didn't think there was any problem. Well, it ain't just about the medicine. What about the sleep I told you about that I didn't get for 7 weeks? I'm sorry, 7 days. Where's that? Let's address that then. Get off the subject of just drugs. Let's just talk about that. But they won't. They won't. Because they know that I'm going to sue them. And they've already gotten the word from their own attorneys to say nothing. Don't you say a word, you turn them over to upper management, and that's the extent of your involvement. Nothing more. I know how it goes down. I know exactly how it goes down. Anyway, I wish I could say I love you again. That's going to be up to you, and it's going to be up to Josh, not me anymore. This is going to be a one-sided healing thing. But I can tell you something. When you start, I will start. No question about it. I'm not going to be the first one, and you need to know that. That means I concede and I give in, and that's what the message you would be getting if I do that. And don't even consider doing anything if you can't really make a commitment to yourself about that money. Your mother lied to you about that. Skank lied to you, Sarah. We had a conversation about it, and I told her, I don't know yet. I'm not going to do that. She wanted to lock that shit in. You know, Margaret, that lady that handled all the accounts and stuff for Aunt Lee and your mother and me? When I took all my money from there, from Prudential Beach, and put it in with somebody else that I trusted implicitly, thank God I did do that. Margaret had me on the way to get busted with no money whatsoever. I didn't even ask her a suggestion or what do you think? I didn't want nothing from that cunt anymore. Guess what she did? She goes behind my back and she calls your Aunt Lee and tells her everything that just transpired between her and I. That is a client relationship. She broke it. She broke it, and she should be locked up and put in jail. Okay? Because that's very serious. You can't do that. That is so bad to do in their industry that if it's found out, you'll never get another job, and you get fired off the board of whatever it is you're on to be able to do what you're doing. They take all your papers away. Okay? But she did it. She called Aunt Lee, and that's what she did to me. If that bitch was still alive, I'd call Better Business Bureau. I should have done it years ago. Burt Brenner dies. The one who had no money for me, who promised that he was going to have all kinds of money for me for the hand injury. Told me he was going to get me medical insurance. Don't worry about a thing. The injury hadn't happened yet. Here I am working for him for 2 years. The accident happens. I call Burt, need that insurance info, brother. He goes, Steve, I never got it. Oh, Burt, thanks a lot. The next thing I find out, he gets arrested for tax evasion. But he keeps showing up at pop-ups where my father was on Homecrest, off of Belpre. He kept showing up there, and he kept doing these religious things with Dad. Dad didn't know what the hell he was doing. Dad said he seemed to be a pretty nice guy. Yeah. What was he doing there, Sarah? You know what he was doing? He was trying to forgive himself for what he did to me, and it never worked. He got arrested, put in jail. Then he got out somehow. I don't even know how. Somebody came to his rescue. His mom and dad aren't alive anymore, but there are people in the family that are very wealthy. So, Auntie Noah, she couldn't stand that guy. She and Cousin Mark, they lived in the same neighborhood. They were neighbors. So Burt Brenner used to be hanging out a lot. And Auntie Noah said, that man is a demented son of a bitch, Steve. Don't ever forget it. Somewhere along the way, he's going to screw you over. And sure enough, look what happened. He sure did screw me over. Boy, did he. So, trying to think what else I can tell you. I want our relationship to get healed. And the only way that's going to happen is for you to take the first step, and then I'll take it from there. But it's going to be an ongoing thing. You're not allowed to back out. You need to allow yourself to forget and forgive about some certain things. Otherwise, we'll never, ever, ever be able to nurture a relationship together. And that's the bottom line right there. So continue your behavior, little girl. And this is what you get. You ain't going to get nothing else but. So say hi to Wade, please. Please give each one of the children a hug. I miss them terribly. I hope everybody's okay there. Look, I used to always do this, talk about myself a lot, but I always found room to ask something about you guys. But I've been in so much pain, I can't even think about that. Okay, you know how much that hurts me when I hang up and I said, shit, I didn't ask how they were. I don't tell you these things, okay? That stuff's none of your business. That's right, none of your goddamn business. I'm really upset with you, really highly upset with you, and I'm highly stressed, and I'm dying. And the stress, if it doesn't stop, it's gonna kill me. So have at it. Let's just get it done, okay? And in that way, I can go off planet, and I'm good, and there won't be any more of this barking back and forth unnecessarily. Zeus, I'm looking for your leash, your dog collar, so I can let you out. You're gonna wait. I'm on the phone with my daughter, and you're gonna wait. All right, I'm back. So, you heard everything. I don't care what you have to say about this. It doesn't matter to me anymore. And anything you don't believe, that's also okay. You don't believe the Vietnam stuff? Fine. That's your prerogative. It's also my prerogative to be able to talk about it. And I'm not just putting it out there to people who don't want to hear. That's why my YouTube channel blew away your brother's, and he worked so hard, didn't he? I got to get in there and clean it up because, I'm losing some fans because some of this stuff they don't need to see or hear. Then again, there are people that want to see and hear this that are into family ties and, things like that. So there is that following, but it's just not good business. I'm going to get rid of this stuff wherever I talk negatively, and especially about my family negatively. That just got to stop. It can't go up there no more. It's affecting my numbers. So I have to be careful about that. Don't think I don't know it. But wait. The ribs. Oh my God. All I did was bend down and pick up this. And now look at me. They can't do anything for it. So, nothing but medicine. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm not getting any more than I was. Just continue with the same amount. My meds don't increase. Addicts, the meds always increase. They may be on 10 this week. They'll be on 30 the next week. Who knows? Who knows? They have to choose what floor they get off on. Not me, not you. That's their business. I'm going to go back to meetings. Yeah, you're damn right I am. Only they're going to be Al-Anon or AA open meetings. And I'm hoping that I can talk enough that people start liking me and that somebody will ask me to speak for them at their celebration. I've talked in front of 350 people once, and then I did another crowd of 500. And it was fine. It was fine. All right, I'm going. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm going to try to get some more sleep too. And I've got to find Zeus's collar so he can go out and do this thing. Oh, one last thing, and promise this is it. Zeus will continue pooping in your house if he's allowed to come in because you still have resentments against me, and he knows it. He can feel it right away. That's why the smeller gets into work. He can actually determine areas that are safe or unsafe. And nothing may have happened yet. Okay? But if things keep going the way they go, or the way that we're going, and there are no changes, then something really bad's going to happen, I guess, somewhere. But the deal is that if you don't calm yourself down, and I mean, it's got to be an inside job, Sarah. You know, you can't just outwardly smile and inwardly hate me, okay? And that's the deal. You just can't. God damn it. Okay, hold on. I got to bend down and pick something up again. No, I don't. I'm going to go get my picker-upper. Why am I going to do that to myself, right? So, a person without that much sleep, Sarah, cannot make good choices. Okay? And that's why I had the crash. So I didn't make the right choice. I couldn't. I was incapable. Incapable. What I could do is stuff like a robot. Get in car, step on gas, you know, that kind of stuff. I haven't driven my car since it happened, the Cobra. And I'm going to have the car towed here. There's a lot of stuff I need to pull out of there, and some of it will go into the Cobra, like the stereo that I just got in there and everything, and the GPS and all that. But it's going to get done right this time. So I got to go. Got a lot of stuff to do. Just know this. No matter what, I will always love you. Bye.